Okay, so now let's go to 3D Code, start to do the texture pen. So first thing is make sure you are under painting mode and go to File, Import, Model for per pixel painting. Choosing your OBJ file, and right now as far as I can see, 3D Code totally supports Blender. You can choose in Blender mode as the preset operations, and also you can increase the size of your UV map. Just click OK, and your model will show up right here. If you already forget how to use in 3D Code, you can choose in different way for the navigation. Usually I will use in Maya. Hold on your Alt key and using your right mouse button, you can zoom in and zoom out. Using your left mouse button, you can do the rotation. Hold on the middle mouse button and you can do the pan. Let's go to the right view right here. Also, we can try to turn off and turn on some of your objects. Like this one is the, let's call this one column, and for this one is the light. This one is the chain. Okay, so I want to turn off these two, and don't forget to save your file. Alright, so now actually we have a map right here. This is your default UV map color, but I want to turn off this one. And actually we can, I think we can delete this one later, but that's okay. Let's try to keep this one. And for this one, I will call this one base. And I will create another new layer, which named color. And the final one, I will call this one old, just like this. So now the first things I want to do is to create a wooden color for this model. So it will automatically generate this kind of texture for you. It will generate the ambient occlusion, displacement, and the normal. So it will calculate the layers for you. Alright, so now you can see there's a curvature map. So let's get started. So the things I want to do is to create a map right, the wooden texture right here. You can choose in brush and using this one to drag to draw. That's the manually way. Alright. So once you finish, you can see there is a texture map right here. So this part, because this is too close to the border of the UV texture, so it will be a little bit hard to control. But the problem of this one is that you can only do the things on the view you see. So what's that mean? So if you rotate to another side, you didn't draw on that one. So another way is that you can use in material, you can use in object and fill object or layer. Just apply the texture to all your objects. But if you want to do that, when you are going to draw another material like this one, like metal, well, let's go to here and this one using a frame selection. Okay, so let's using this one to cover, but you have to do the cover bar manually. So it's just still the same things. For the joint right here, I'd like to use in this metal. We can change that later. And also for this one, let's call this one wood. For the metal, I want to call a layer which name metal. Alright, so we don't have to draw everything on the same layers. And also right here, as far as you can see, because if you're using another layers, well, as far as you can see, it will overlap. So that's a problem. So another way is that you can go to using eraser to erase the color right here. Well, but you have to do that many times to draw to wipe out the color right here. So probably let's just choosing the brush and just directly draw on the same layer, so it will be faster. Right? So let's go to the left view, do that again. And for this one as well, let's just do this. Draw. Okay, nice. And for the bottom part, yeah, the same things. Alright, and for this part, I will do the same thing. Nice. Okay, let's go to the right view again, right side. Make sure all this area was selected. Also for this part. Okay, let's go to the front view. Just do the repetition operation. That's the same things. Nothing special right here. Go to the back view. Okay, so now it looks nice, but for now we have to finish the top and bottom part. This part as well, let's just do this. And for this part, that's something we miss. You can go to the perspective view. Now I'm using the isometric, so you can switch in between these two different modes and make sure you have panned all the part. Alright, so the base looks nice. And also for this part, well, it still requires some effort, but that's okay. That's just rotation. Right, so this part looks fine. So let's go to here. Let's just do the same operation again. If it's not that easy for you, you can transform between different selection or drawing mode. You can do the brush mode as well, or depends on what you like. You can do anything you want. A different operation by yourself. You can go to the perspective view to do the operation. Okay, and for this part, let's try to finish this one as quick as possible. Okay, so basically now we have already finished the column painting. Let's go to turn on another two. So let's turn on these two. This tool I think is very simple. I just want to use in the brush tool and just directly fill the material, sorry, the object. So let's choosing layers and fill object. Let's choosing the chain, click OK. And also choosing the object, choosing the light, choosing OK. Okay, so it's pretty much finished. So now let's go to this one. Let's go to some old, and I'm going to turn on all of them. So for the middle part, should I do anything about this one? That's okay, because for this part I'm going to using the Blender light material to do that. So that for now we don't need to do anything with that one. So let's go to some of my favorite part using the rusted or the oldness. The first thing I want to use is the rusted. Let's choosing layer, assign. Okay, so since it looks like rusty, corrupted a little bit, we're choosing another rusty material. Okay, looks nice. Add on some little detail. And also let's try to using some scratch. I like the scratch material. So let's choosing layer, click a yes. Okay, so now we have this kind of scratch. And for sure, if you remember, we can use this one to see and also zoom up. So I will zoom up a little bit. Layer again. Okay, maybe more, and then it will be more dips. Okay, so now we have this kind of little scratch. And also probably something like dirt. I like the dirt. So let's try to add on this one and press layer. Let's create a dirt layer. And don't worry about this layer. When we are going to export the file, 3D Code will automatically merge them together and create the normal map, UV map, and also some texture map for you based on the PBL map files. Alright, so it looks nice now. I think also probably we can create something different color. Okay, looks nice. So next part we can try to create another layer. I will call this one probably paint. So for now I'm going to using manual paint, and I'm going to turn off the color and the closeness just using the brush. And we can choose in different brush to do the painting. So now I'm going to using the brush right here, and let's choosing increase the dips. Okay, and I'm going to turn off this one because this is not the thing we want, and choosing the black color. So now as far as I can see, the black color. That means it was going down. So we can use this way to create some scratch more stronger. Hold on your control key and you can make this one become inverted. So it looks like it was very rough, a little bit broken, something like that. For the basement, I think it's more. It needs more. So let's create more for this one. For this one as well. For this part, I think we have to change the color, just like the brass on the button. So let's go to here and go to the default material, and I'm going to using the frame selections and turn on the light, choosing the default textures texture brush. Let's take a look. The base of the wood is under the wood. So let's choosing this one. And choosing this one, choosing the smart material, cover this part. Alright. Although it's just a very small little object, but we still have to pay a lot of effort on this one. Okay, so now it's pretty much finished. For the middle, well, I would say it's not necessary to do that for now, but if you do want to do something, well, for sure you can do the texture inside Silico to do the pendant. You can choose in, let's find out some nice textures for him, for this part. Rusty, squishing, okay. I think the transparent material inside Silico is not that good. So rather than that, probably we can go back to Silico to assign the glass part. But for this one, let's just finish the pen part, then it will be fine. Alright, so let's take a look, check it out. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's all. Alright, so for the wood, I will just stay like this, and for the rest of the part, I think it's pretty much finished. So don't forget to save your file. And now let's go to File and Export Object and Property. So now, as far as you can see, if you're using this preset, there will be contains diffuse, metalness, roughness, normal map, displacement, and emissive. A lot of different maps. So, but that's the things we need. That's the model we need to use for Blender. That's the texture we need to use for Blender. So let's choose an export and choosing a straight line. Alright, so once you finish, let's go back to your folder. So now, as far as you can see, you have so many different texture right here. Some of them emissive because we don't have any emissions material, so it's totally black. You can just delete. Now let's go back to Blender. So for now we already have the new map. So let's go to here. We already assigned all the material here, all model with one material. So we can just go to here, turn on the map, and usually for the diffuse, we will use a diffuse map. So now it show up, right? And for the other one, let's shift the D, select this one, and open up the normal map. For the normal map, we need to create a new normal map node right here. Connect the color to color, connect the normal to normal. So once you finish, it will have some thickness, some dips on the geometries. And also, you don't have to use in all of them, but usually I will use at least probably including the roughness and metalness. For displacement, it's up to you. So let's choose in metalness, connect the color to metallic. Okay, so this part will reflect it as far as you can see. And what else? The roughness, right? So let's create a roughness. Shift the D and open up the roughness. If you have already turned on the node wrangler, you can just directly input all the material inside all at once. Alright, so now we have input all this material. If you want, you can try displacement as well. Then it will make your scratch more realistic. So let's try to do that, okay? Let's shift the D again and open up a displacement map right here and create a node displacement. Control to here, color, no more displacement, and the displacement connector is right here. Alright, so it will look more realistic once you turn on the light. And for the light right here, right, that's just directly using another one. So let's go to material, and I'm going to create a new material bow, which means light. And let's create the emissions, choosing the, sorry for that. Let's choosing emission, the light, and I'm going to using some material right here and emission power. And in order to see the result, the things I like to do is to go to random mode, bloom, and ambient occlusion. There is something wrong here, so that we have to fix the material. Let's go to the wireframe mode, choosing the border. All the border right here, they are supposed, let's choosing all of them and deselect this part. Let's go to the side view, deselect the middle part. Alright, all the things right here, they are supposed to be controlled by the straight line materials. Let's choosing assign. And let's go back to material preview. Okay, so now it looks fine. So for the light, you can choose in the emission power, maybe not that strong. Okay, so now we have this one. We have the closeness, and also we have nice texture, probably even better than the default one. As far as you can see, if we go to the render mode, and let's change this light to another way. Change to area lighting, enlarge it, maybe not as strong, and let's create a map, create a ground, enlarge this one. Alright, so compared to this guy, I think this one is much more better, right? So that's why we're using 3D Go for texture pen, because I think 3D Go especially is designed for painting and also designed for sculpting. So compared to that part, well, I think it's way more better than Blender. But you need to know how to combine them together. So for this one, as far as you can see, there are more detail and much more nice texture inside. Alright, so that's all for the texture pen part. Thank you for watching. And next part, the things we are going to do is about the rigging. So we can using the bone to control the power of the light. Alright, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.